What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joseph, and in today's video I'll be talking about my experience working at PHP Agency over the last 3 months. I'll briefly talk about who I am as an introduction, and then I'll go into why I got started, my progress here, and then I'll also briefly talk about the culture and environment here as well. If you're going to enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and make sure you have on post notifications so you don't miss when I upload. Now, going into who I am, I'm Joseph James and I'm 18 years old and I live in Florida. Since the start of this year, I've been uploading stock market and investing related videos to this channel. And over the past 2 years, I've developed a huge passion for finances, learning how to have money work for you instead of you working for it. Now, shortly after graduating high school, I started working at a bank here in Florida at age 17. I was super excited about this job, and that was because it was in the finance industry. Like I said before, this is kind of what I'm into and what I like to do. So working at a bank was a plus. And also, given the fact that I was able to grow there long term was a huge plus for me. A few months into the bank, super excited, like I said before, but that excitement kind of wore off, and I realized that I was getting too comfortable at the bank. Getting too comfortable trading my time for money, and also getting too comfortable with just clocking in and clocking out into a place where I was honestly easily replaceable. And I realized that in order for me to really achieve my goals that I have set out for myself, achieve financial freedom, and to help others out along the way, I needed to get uncomfortable. And honestly, this is a place where a lot of people are afraid to do. And this is why you have people working 30 to 40 years at a place that they hate. Now, I didn't want to be in that predicament later in life, so I realized that I needed a new change of work. So about my 7th month into the bank job, I started looking for more work opportunities, and I came across PHP Agency. PHP stands for People Helping People. They're a brokerage firm within the financial industry, and they broker out different life insurance and annuity products. So still within the same industry, so that's honestly what attracted me a lot. And also given the fact that I was able to help a lot of people out. Now, getting into why I got started with PHP, the original reason for getting started was I just wanted to supplement my income at the bank. I wanted to bring in an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month while still working at the bank part-time, so that I could do both. Now, another thing that did attract me to PHP was my uncapped income potential. I'm obviously working or having a business, it's fully commissioned, and at the end of the day, you get paid for how hard you work and how many families you protect. As you guys know, working at the bank, I was set to an hourly wage, and you know, I heard about like the promotions that I could get there, and it honestly didn't seem intriguing to me at all. Like a 20-cent raise to me is nothing. So like I said before, working at PHP allowed me to make, you know, more money essentially, and that's honestly something that stood out to me a lot. Also, given the fact that I was able to invest in myself for no more than $500, and to get a license, right, a life insurance license that people are using to make 6 to 7 figures with, was a no-brainer for me. I love betting on myself, and I'm, you know, used to investing, right? When it comes to stocks, real estate, business, you have to, you know, pay money in order to make money. And I wasn't gonna let a 3-figure problem, you know, no more than $500 affect a 6 to 7 figure opportunity. Just like in real estate, how you have to be licensed to sell houses, same here at PHP, you do have to be licensed in order to help people out. Now, all in all, I think I ended up paying $350 to $375, $199 to have access to PHP's software, their training, and their mentorship, and then another $150 or so that went to the state of Florida for my fingerprints, my background check, and my license. So that was the, you know, reasons why I got started with PHP. I wanted to make an additional source of income, help people out financially, and also not have a cap to how much I can make. Now, going into my progress here at PHP, my first month into the business that I won't even really count was September. And the reason why I'm not even counting it was because I didn't even show up to anything. I did not attend any of the meetings, the trainings, or anything that they provided to me. And honestly, that was because I wasn't sure if I made the right decision at first to join PHP. I was kind of skeptical about the business model that they have, but after learning more about how they operate and how PHP's business model is, it wasn't really what critics made it out to be. So after, going through that whole thing and realizing whether or not this was right for me, at the end of September, I actually ended up quitting the bank job. I just got sick and tired of it, and I honestly was just wasting my time. And now going into October, which is my actual first full month in PHP, I just ended up jumping full-fledged into the business, and that was because I was no longer working at the bank. I talked to one of my teammates, and they told me just show up to everything, show up to all the meetings, the trainings for 90 days, and honestly, your life is going to change. So I did exactly that. My first week in October into the business, I got licensed. That process was actually very, very simple and easy. They have a licensing coordinator that walked me throughout the whole process. Shout out to Sarah. And when I first got started with PHP, I was honestly kind of intimidated by getting a license because I don't like taking tests and I don't like doing anything that has to do with like school related things. I hated school, so that kind of ties in there. But Sarah made it very simple and easy for me. And honestly, all I needed was a 70% on the test in order to get my life insurance license. I ended up getting an 80%, and I got licensed within about a week and a half. So like I said before, that process was very easy. And honestly, knowing that I could get licensed within a week and a half and have something that gives me the ability to make multiple 6 to 7 figures with was honestly something that was very nice. Also, knowing that I can take that license wherever I want and PHP doesn't hold it captive was also something good to know. So that was my first week or so, first 2 weeks in October. After getting licensed, I was still trying to figure everything out. And this is where I started attending all of the trainings that they offered. Now, they have a training that they do twice a week, every week, and that happens 2 hours each meeting. And on these trainings, I get to learn from other brokers in the firm that are making multiple 6 figures, even 7 figures that hop on there and teach you how you can grow your business and also how you can personally self-develop yourself as well. So going to those each week was a huge plus. Those are something that I actually always look forward to because someone always says something on those meetings that really resonate with me and that I end up applying and I start to see a lot of growth with. So those are 2 of the trainings that they do every week. But besides that, they also have other things that they do all throughout the week where I get to learn about life insurance and annuity products, as well as different things I can do not only to grow my business, but also personally self-develop. One thing that I really took advantage of was the hands-on training. Being able to shadow another broker as they're talking to clients and writing business was a huge plus for me. Doing a lot of those really got me into a position where I can now run my own meetings, and we do everything remotely, which is really nice. There's different teams within PHP. I can only speak for the team that I'm on specifically, but that's kind of the training that I've had, since joining PHP was the 2 times a week broker training that they do, and then little bits and things throughout the entire week where I get to learn as well. Now, going into month 2 of the business, this was a huge month for me. Towards the start of the month, we had a family summit that we did in California. Going on this trip was honestly a huge plus and something that I'm super grateful for. Going to California, I got to learn from multiple 6 and 7 figure earners within PHP. Learning their stories and their mistakes along the way was something that you can't really take for granted. And honestly, this was a trip that I was not even originally planned on going to, but I'm glad I did because it ended up paying off numerous of times. And also something I want to mention is that surrounding yourself in an environment where everyone has one common goal and everyone is trying to help each other out to achieve those goals is honestly a huge plus. And associations is honestly a huge part in terms of success. If you're constantly around people that are broke and struggling for money, that's typically what you'll end up being. But if you're constantly around people that are trying to self-develop and that have money, that's what you'll end up being. So being in that culture, meeting everyone on the team in person as well. Like I said before, we do everything through Zoom and online. So meeting everyone in California in person was very nice. Seeing how short people actually are was also pretty funny. But 2 speakers that while I was there that really stood out to me. The first one was Elvis Okafor. He's someone that's made over $250,000 in this business, and he's originally from Nigeria. Hearing his story, seeing how this business has impacted his life and how he's now able to help his mom back in Nigeria was a huge, great story to hear. He also mentioned how he treats November as if it's his January, and he talked about closing off the year strong. When you do that, essentially when it does become January, he's playing as if it's in March and all of his other competitors are in January. So closing out the month strong, staying ahead of everyone else. And something that also resonated with me is that he talked about how, a lot of people have insurance for their cars, but no one tends to, ever get insurance on the person operating the car. Essentially, you're putting a more valuable price tag on your car instead of yourself. Life insurance is very important, especially if you have financial responsibility. So hearing that perspective was also very nice. And then the second speaker that really stood out to me, George Palayo. He's $1 million earner in this company as well. He was someone that got started when he was 18, 19 years old as well, learning his mistakes and how to overcome them. One thing that he really talked about was 8 common mistakes people make in this business and how to avoid them. Learning all of those really stood out to me, and going to this trip really taught me a lot, not only about the business, but just in life in general. But one common thing amongst all the speakers that talked to us there was that, each and every one of them went through adversity, but the one decision that they made was to not give up and not to quit. A lot of people face adversity when they're pursuing entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is obviously nothing that's easy, but it's not also impossible. Every single last one of them faces adversity, and not giving up and deciding to push forward was something that really stood out to me, and that's what got them to where they are now. People don't become successful overnight. It's something that you have to work on and you have to grow over time. And being in that type of environment and learning from all of those people made me realize that I was in the right spot and where I was exactly where I needed to be. And our last day in California, we all ended up going to Disney and we had a great time. And this trip was something that I'll always remember and that I'm super grateful for. And coming back from this trip, I was ready to start going out there and start generating some results for me. Like I said before, learned so much from those speakers, and I knew exactly what I needed to do in order to grow and to start seeing some results. So that month alone, I got promoted twice within the company. I ended up protecting a lot of families, and I started running a lot of my own meetings. Now, going into month 3, now I'm in somewhat of a leadership position on the team, and I'm helping a lot of newer people that are coming on out with whatever they need help with. And I'm also continuing to grow my business as well. Now, there are still some things that I need to continue to work on and to develop in order to see some more results and to grow long term. But with anything, obviously, it takes time and consistency. So that has been my last 3 months within the business itself. Now, going more into the culture and environment. Honestly, this is something that I've really undervalued coming into PHP. I didn't realize that I was going to get as much day-to-day help as I currently do. Having access to amazing coaches that are making tens of thousands of dollars each month and being able to learn from them has really accelerated my growth here. Shout out to David and Alyssa. I'm honestly someone that loves to learn. I'm a sponge when it comes to that. So asking them a lot of questions, getting feedback, and different things I could do to improve is honestly something that's really impacted me a lot. Now, going more so into my teammates, they're very selfless, and I like how we're all, pushing each other. We're very competitive, and at the end of the day, we just want the best for each other, and we want to see each other grow and accomplish our goals. Being in that type of environment is honestly very, very nice to have. I can only speak for the team that I'm a part of, but I can say, full honesty that the team I'm a part of, it honestly feels like a family, and I'm able to rely on them and they're able to rely on me for whatever they need. Now, going into more so, where I see this heading and my future for PHP, I want to eventually get to the point where I'm running my own team and I'm pouring back into other agents, teaching them exactly what I learned and how I got there. And then, next year, my goal is to make at least $10,000 a month and also continue to self-develop and grow my mindset so that I can continue to help more people out. Now, another thing that I want to do in terms of my future here is I want to be a pace setter for other younger people as well. If an 18-year-old can do it, definitely anyone else can. And a lot of, 18, 19, even 20-year-olds let fear stop them from going after their goals and dreams. And they honestly let the opinions of others dictate that for them. So honestly, realizing what you want out of life and not listening to someone else is huge. And being able to set that example for other people will be nice as well. I want to be able to give them some sense of courage and motivation that they can do it and go after whatever they want in life. Now, obviously, accomplishing dreams, entrepreneurship, anything like that, it's not easy, right? Everything is easier said than done, but it's also not impossible. You shouldn't let the opinions of others rob you from the person that you're destined to be. So hopefully you guys learned more about PHP, my experience here, and got more insight as to what we do. Like I said before, we're able to protect a lot of families and help people out with retirement when it comes to annuities. Now, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And also make sure you turn on post notifications so that you don't miss when I upload. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section down below. See you in the next one.